By the way, for the guy that texted in earlier about the Rider game this Friday night, let's go there with El Presidente the rest of the way, Jim. I have Calgary picked, to win. And because the Riders don't necessarily always win that late fall game in Calgary, they come back and win in the playoffs when it matters. I think Calgary's going to be rooting, snooting, mad at the way they played in Montreal last week and lost. This is a classic grudge match, Western Division collision game. But I've got Calgary picked to win. What do you think is going to happen?
I think the Riders are going to win.
Yeah.
And but I agree with you. We traditionally haven't played well there during the season, especially in games that weren't, for something. So, but I just think they're on a bit of a roll. They're playing well in all aspects of the game. Their defense is playing solid, and they're getting good production out of the offense when they need it, and so on. So, but it's going to be a tough game, and it's going to be a cold game. They had snow there again. Although I did talk to my daughter, she lives in Calgary, and my son's actually going out there, going at the game this week, and said the forecast is pretty good for the game, but it's still going to be pretty cool. I think we're due. Having said that, at the end of the day, we're going to have to beat them in the playoffs. That's the bottom line. And we seem to rise up and play well against Calgary in the playoffs.
Darren, what's your take on the game?
Yeah, you know what? I think I picked Calgary in a coin flip, really, just because of the way the Stampeders, had that disappointment against Montreal, and the game they hope to win if they want to, get to first place. They're at home. I just think they're going to be really hungry. I know the Riders are playing well, and they've played well in McMahon a little bit recently too. But I just think Calgary right now is going to want it a little bit more. There's going to be a little more urgency right now because I think they need to win it more than the Riders do. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Riders won. I just think it's going to be a really, really, really good football game. It'll probably be a 5-point game.
What a city, by the way. It's currently -4 in Calgary. And Jim always asks us for our numbers and analytics. 1 in 10 of our viewers is from Calgary, which probably would surprise nobody. But it's currently -4. For Friday, sunny and 7. That's in the daytime, which is virtually identical to the conditions of the 2009 Grey Cup. And my question to you is, I think about it every day. I still do. Do you?
Think about it a lot more than the wins.
I know. Why can't we get over that?
I still, think about 76 and 09 and 10, and Kenny Miller said that too. You don't think about the wins. You think about the ones that got away from you, especially when you could have, should have. And when you get beat bad, you kind of put those away because you know that it wasn't your day or whatever. But those ones still hurt.
Well, it's not like I sit there and sulk about it. It just comes up in a way. For instance, Kavis Reed. Yeah, I'm in a fight with all these football guys because a lot of them like Kavis. And they say he should get credit for the talent that's assembled in Montreal. That was him. And I always say, well, look, they were a laughingstock till they fired him. He did these things in Montreal. And look what he did with us in the 13th man. You know what I mean? That's how it comes up in my mind. Because while the players blame the coaches and the coaches blame the players, and you know how it is. I should ask you your take on Montreal and what they've got going on there. That is a real fun... Like Cody Fajardo, I guess, is the West Division feel-good story. And then the East Division feel-good story is Kahari and VA and them.
I was surprised they turned it around so quickly. I wasn't surprised that Kahari had success. I always thought highly of him. I think he's the real deal. But they didn't have a quarterback. And then Vernon Adams, who we had, did the same thing as Cody. And he's just played great for them. They're playing hard. They play together. Kahari seems to have brought some stability to the team. You can see it on the sideline, and he's just calmed them down. Same thing as what is happening in Hamilton. And talk about Craig Dickinson. He brings that calm, kind of cool, collected approach to the game. And all the franchises that have that kind of head coach are doing pretty well.
Well, and I should say this lastly before I let you go. We are seeing the new renaissance, I think, here of the CFL or whatever, the new age with Fajardo, VA maybe, the quarterback Dane Evans in Hamilton, and then the coaches. Devon Claybrooks, pretty exciting. I don't think we've heard the last of him, obviously.
No.
And then Orlando and Kahari and Craig Dickinson, who's been around a while, but as far as head coaches go, it's a new face. People should be excited, I would think.
It's interesting to look at these guys in Montreal, in Hamilton. in Winnipeg and BC and so on. What do they all have in common? They all played in the CFL. They have history. They have understanding. And so, and Dickie may not have played in the CFL, but he's been around the league a long time and had success in Edmonton, Calgary, and here. And I think that's important. I think when you look at our history with Kent when he came back, what did he have? He played in the league. He understood the league. So I think that's a good thing to look at when you're hiring coaches and GMs.
I'm going to mention while the iron's hot, Jim Hopson and I will be hosting a conference. I call it a sports conference on Saturday, October the 26th. That's the same day as the NHL Heritage Classic here in Regina. It's at the University of Regina. Jim will be speaking on leadership and managing change. I'll be speaking on addictions, recovery, and mental health. And then we're going to do a Q&A hot stove, the two of us, on questions from the crowd on his and my time with the Rough Riders. $50 only, includes a lunch. It goes from 10 till 3 at the U of R. And you can just go to eventbrite.ca, search Hopson or Pedersen. Our names will come up, and you can purchase those tickets between now and Saturday, October the 26th. Looking forward to it, Jim. Thank you.
I am. And then that night we can go to the NHL game.
Perfect. It's going to be a great day.
Yeah.
You're watching Rod Pedersen on demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.